You're listening to Whine Dine on 104.9 WRBB, where there'll be a lot of whining and minimal dining. I'm Karen, and I'll be your host for the next hour of your life. This week's show is going to be a little different. I know that I very clearly stated that I would only have acquaintances on my show, but this week calls for special circumstances because my best friend of 10 years is home from college this week. Since last week's topic was growing into yourself, this week's topic is going to be growing with someone. Becca and I have known each other since we were 10 years old, which means that she has seen me at my absolute worst. Like chubby 12-year-old waddling around the mall in a jean miniskirt kind of worst, like emo bangs and all. She's been there through every breakup, every failure, but also through every victory. And it's safe to say that she has been the most stable, the most loving, and the most long-lasting friendship in my life. She has taught me the true meaning of friendship and what it really means to be there for someone. She is my rock, and I can't wait to grow old with her and play with our fat babies together. And I think a lot of times when you're growing into yourself, sometimes that means growing apart from other people, which is totally normal, and it's just a part of life. I realized that growing with someone is a very rare thing, especially through the prime angsty years. And I was wondering what you thought about it, Becca. Why do you think we've grown together all these years instead of growing apart?
God, I don't know. I think for a little bit it was just because we had to. We had so much in common from the very beginning, and I just need you, and I think even when we were kids, like, I think we knew that we needed each other. And I think people go through like phases of friendships and stuff like that, but we have always like had a lot in common and had similar, even though like our styles became different and our music taste became different. I think a lot of our core values stayed the same. And and that's hard to find. And even when we were young, I think we knew how valuable it was. And once you have it, like there's no way I would stop talking to you,
I love you so much. So from my perspective, I think a large reason why we haven't grown apart is because Becca and I have this, I think, generally like the same morals and the same sense of humor, which I think is really important. But I think most of all, we get annoyed by the same things. And that has been like such like a real thing in our friendship, because there's nothing better than like if you're feeling kind of petty about something and you know that you shouldn't be that angry about it, but it just riles you up, and to have someone that you love and trust and know like that's not who you really are, and to just like talk to them and be like, yeah, I saw a squirrel today and it keeps coming back at the same exact time and taking food out of my trash can, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's awful. Like, that squirrel sucks. Like,
Yeah, I'll be there with you no matter how petty.
Yeah, how we are the petty friends.
Because I don't want to be petty with other people, because then I'm a petty person. But if I wait until we're hanging out and the doors are locked, I get to be my worst monster demon self. I unzip my human skin and I say, listen, I'm really shallow.
I think it's so nice to just also like be like just generally like in the room with someone, after like you go to college and stuff, so many things change, and like you shave all your hair off and get a lot of piercings. And like there's something really nice about just sitting with someone that knows you when you were like 10,
When we were gross.
When we were gross, like when we were ugly and like acne ridden, square. Yeah, Becca has this funny thing where like I was a pretty chubby kid, but I wasn't like a normal kind of chubby. I was square chubby.
It was cute. It was good. It sounds worse than it is.
Yeah, like everything that I did like really was like made me look square, or like my haircut made me look square. My jaw was like square for like most of my life, and it was just weird when I got taller.
You were my little Lego girl.
We fit perfectly together. So Becca, what does growing with someone mean to you?
I guess it's just like it's honesty at the end of the day. I think like the older you get, I think you learn a lot about how to maneuver in the world and what people are looking for from friends, and like what morals you're supposed to have, and values you're supposed to have, and values that you do have, and just to have someone to like kind of, I don't know, like hang your coat up and like come home to. You're my husband.
Yeah.
Like it just it's finding home in a person.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that, because I always, like, when I was, like, writing this, I was like, how do you tell someone that they are your home in, like, a way that, like, makes sense? Like, you are my safe haven, and you've been my safe haven, like, for years.
Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, I think especially for, you know, women, obviously, we are forged by fire.
Yeah.
Women have, like, these crazy expectations forced on them. And, like, and like that bonsai poem. There's this bonsai tree poem about how women are kind of like bonsai trees because they're pruned to be smaller and daintier than they are, and they never get to reach their full might that a tree would. And I do think, like, that is true, and having someone that you can just, like, be your authentic self with, and just, oh God, being able to breathe. You know, like, when I'm with you, I do feel like I'm able to breathe, and I'm able to show, like, my good and my bad, and, you know, and I don't have to dazzle, I don't have to try to impress anyone, I don't have to, like, beg for people's approval, because I know you and you know me, and you're gonna love me even when I'm covered in crust.
Yeah, you do get pretty crusty.
I'm a crusty girl.
Yeah.
I'm a crusty girl.
I think a lot of the times, like, girls like to police each other. Like, I think it's especially when you're younger. You never have a guy come up to you usually and be like, your leg hair is a little long. I mean, that's like
not true.
I know, like, I mean, that happens sometimes, but I feel like most of the time it'll come from your, like, a friend first, and they mean it in the best kind of way. But it's also like, as you get older, you realize, like, oh, people can live their lives a certain way, and I can live my... What was that thing that you said that Amy Poehler said? Like,
in Amy Poehler's book, which I think it's called Say Yes or something like that, or whatever. But she says that her motto is good for her, not for me. Yeah. And I'm super into that, because there's a lot of stuff where I'm like where you have a choice about being, like, petty about something, about being petty, and you can be like, oh, that girl did that crazy thing. Or you could be like, okay, like, I wouldn't have done that, but she knows what she's doing. She's the driver of her life, and I'm going to chill. Good for her, not for me.
I like that saying.
Thanks. I did not come up with it, but I read it.
So I think that growing with someone, first of all, is, like, I think extremely rare, because I've had a lot of friends that I've grown apart from, and not anything that has to do with them or with me. It's just that, like, we're just going in different directions, like trees trying to find, like, sunlight, and then their sunlight's just in a different way, and it's fine. And it's, like, sometimes it hurts because you have, like, a lot of memories with each other, but I think, like, a huge part of our friendship is that we know, like, how important it is to be friends with someone for that friendship and not for the past. You know, and, like, for the future and present, you know, and how they are now. Like, I feel like if we were just, like, a husk of a friendship going on, like, 10 years, like, for funsies, like, just be, like, if every time we hung out with each other and I went home and I was like, oh, that was exhausting, I'd probably be like, this is not worth my time. Like, so I think growing with someone is, like, yeah, just having the same kind of general, like, core characteristics in common, because, like, Becca and I have, like, at this point, extremely different music tastes. Like, we have different hobbies and stuff, but it's always, like, nice because you come home with, like, a different story, and it's not like we're talking about, like, the same thing all the time, because we both have, like, various interests. Like, we both, I feel like, are training to be, like, fantastic grandmothers, because, like, we craft together, and it's like we always pick the weirdest crafts, like weird crafts that literally only old women do. Like,
yeah, like needlepoint.
Yeah, like a needlepoint and, like,
I'm
needle
just getting
felting.
into whittling.
She is gonna, that's not a joke. She really, I saw it. She's gonna whittle a dog, and it's gonna be beautiful.
I also think it's, like, kind of patience. I feel like we have known each other at humanity's darkest age, which is honestly, 14.
Yeah, 14. We don't talk about 2009. Like,
but I think we've always kind of, I don't know, like, I've been in this for the long haul. Like, I want to wife you at this point.
Yeah.
And so even when we have been different, it's kind of just not holding people to, like, these too high standards, because you always keep a long view.
Yeah.
And I feel like even when we've had, like, these small differentiations between each other, or, like, if I've ever done something that it's annoyed you and vice versa, like, that stuff all falls away, because my goal isn't to be the same person as you. It's to be with you for my whole life. I want to die in your arms, Karen.
I think a huge part is, like, not being right. And just, like, being okay with not being right and knowing that, like, your relationship is more important than being right. And, like, I also agree with, like, the smaller things, like, really don't matter in the long aspect. So, like, when Becca and I were younger, I think we went to the same, like, elementary school, and then I ended up leaving that school around, like, 5th grade, and I went to a new school. And when I was leaving to that new school, even though we were really good friends, my brother was like, you know, like, you shouldn't be friends with anyone from elementary school. And I just, like, listened to him because he was, like, a couple years older than me, and I looked up to him a lot. So then I just ended a friendship literally for no reason, and then realized, like, how dumb that was. And it was just so nice because I've always respected Becca for this. Like, you know, when I asked, like, to hang out again, she didn't make me beg and, like, crawl and, like, be like, oh my God, like, I miss you so much. Like, she just was there, you know, and I have always respected her for that because, like, again, I'm extremely petty, and I don't know, I would hope I would have done the same thing, but, like, I'm also petty, so, but yeah, I've always really respected you for that. So next question is, how has your life been impacted by this friendship?
Deeply. Karen can't say it, but I'm sure everyone who has listened to this show knows that she's deeply cool.
Oh.
And it's, yeah, you've definitely been kind of a role model and you know, icon for me, like, as I've grown, you know. I don't think we've ever had the same styles, but I've always been inspired by how extra you have truly always been. And so I do think, like, I think like a lot of that stuff, like, you know, like the superficial ways of being cool with myself and, like, dressing nice and, like, here's how to put on fake eyelashes, like, that comes from you. But it's also you've always been kind of like a fair ground for me to, like, be myself. And obviously, like, people go through so many fluctuations in self-esteem, and, like, I too am a victim of that, and, like, haven't always liked myself. And to know that, you know, Karen would always be there and, like, to be laughing at my jokes. Like, if it weren't for Karen, I don't know if I would ever have the confidence to have become, like, fully myself, you know? Because you do need someone to like you, you know? You need one person to like you for you to have hope that other people will. And Karen, you know, you've done so much for me, and I don't want to say it all boils down to you liking me, but that is enough. You really did, like, have faith that, you know, that this friendship is worth having, and even though we've been so far away, and that's really meant a lot to me, and that I think you've affected me in a lot of other ways too, but that one is the most significant because I wouldn't be able to meet people and I wouldn't be able to fake being confident if I didn't have the history that I have with you.
Wow, I love you so much. I don't just like you. Could you imagine? I was just like, oh yeah, I just, like, you know,
she's fine.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. I think I also have been deeply, deeply impacted by this friendship because, like, we haven't gone to the same school for, like, a majority of our friendship.
Only 3 years.
I think we only went to the same school for 3 years, and we were, like, really young.
Yeah,
so it was, like,
5th grade.
Yeah, how old are you? Like 7 to 10 or something? Yeah. And, yeah, so I think, like, when you're younger, it's really hard to keep a friendship. But, like, for Becca, like, she has really taught me what it means to put in, like, real effort for something that you really want. So, like, I, at a very young age, became really good at keeping in contact with people that I really, like, valued, even though I knew it was hard and it was, like, difficult, because I really, like, wanted to spend valued time with that person, you know? And, like, I learned what it meant to, like, build a relationship with someone and, like, what that really meant. Because, like, even, like, I feel like you're reflected in all of my friendships, even though you don't know it, you know? Like, there's, like, a certain aspect of, like, kindness and a certain aspect of, like, you know, waiting until I, like, calm down to say something to someone, because I would never want to hurt them, because I would think, like, what if I ever said that to Becca? Like, I wouldn't, you know? Like, that would kill me, you know? And just, like, exercising the same kind of kindness that you've always shown me, like, at my worst, when, like, you've seen me literally disgusting, like, horrible, like, hormones raging and just, like, awful, and just, like, heavily crying over like every person I've ever liked, like horribly, and all the other things that have happened to me.
You've seen me when I've worn velour. You saw me during my velour phase.
You know, I literally wore a full velvet like suit yesterday. So, but yeah, I think your friendship has literally impacted like every aspect of my life in the most positive way that I could possibly explain. But she's smiling this really stupid smile right now.
I'm chill. Hey, I can be cool. I can listen to this. I'm hip.
But yeah, I think yeah, I've taken our friendship and like all the love and care into it and like spread it around in all of my other friendships. And if anyone ever comes up to me and like thanks me for that, they're also thanking you somewhat for that too.
You're welcome.
Horrible. So what have you learned about yourself in this process?
I guess I kind of, I don't know if I've learned like a capital L lesson, but I feel like I know myself the most when I'm with you rather than with other people, because I think when you're out with other people, it kind of is a filter. I think some people like filter themselves through other people, and I do that, not in a like not cool way. It's still fun, you know, but I mean, I do change based off who I'm talking to. And with you, I feel like I'm fully me, like 100% saturation. And it's nice to know that for sure, because if you can't turn it off and like if you can't like, you know, I don't know, take your wig off or whatever and like just be you, then like, I don't know, that's when you start waiting up at night being like, who am I?
Yes.
So I guess I've learned who I am through you. Yeah, and I think you too have also taught me a lot about just being sincere and communicating to people who matter to you. Because I think I don't naturally do that. I don't naturally tell people that they matter to me. And you taught me that that's important.
I think that one of the lessons that I learned has to do with like honesty and just being like, again, like communicative. Sure. With like people that I want to build like a foundation with, because when I was younger, I would just kind of like, I would call it festering. So like something would bother me, and then I would just like freak out about it in my head for like, and just not talk to them about it, and then just like pretty much act like a petulant child until like they were like, oh my god, what's wrong, which I like realized was an idiotic thing to do. And like I think like especially for us, I think one of the, as much as we have in common, there's also like huge aspects of our personality that we don't have in common. And being honest with myself and what those were, and like me trying to figure out what the best way to go about them was like a huge thing that I learned, that like obviously not everyone is like the same as you, but we were so similar that it kind of like surprised me. So I'm like fairly extroverted, and when I hang out with a large amount of people, it gives me energy, but for Becca it like drains her, which is surprising, because we're both really like party people, like life of the party kind of people. And I remember like that like shocked me, because like, you know, I can spend time with someone for literally 24 hours for like a month or whatever, and I would be fine. Like that would be fine with me. But for her, like she needs a lot of time to think and like process her feelings and whatever thoughts she has throughout the day. And if she doesn't have that, it like makes you like kind of frustrated and angry, right? So yeah, so I think as I got older, I realized that about you, because we were both being like unclear about that, because I think neither of us really knew what those things meant in the first place. So actually like because we've been living together for like the last past week, and like I've had to be like, hey, like if you want time alone, just let me know. Like if you want me to like, you know, leave, whatever, just let me know, because I just want you to feel like as comfortable as possible, because I know you're so different than I am.
Yo, and that means so much to me. And that also shows like how we've grown through our friendship, because I think that has been an issue in the past.
That was a problem. Yeah, that was a problem.
I remember times being like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then like crying.
Oh my god.
Because how do you say that to another person? How are you like, hey, like I'm having fun, I love you a lot, but like you can't talk to me anymore, or I'm gonna cry in the bathroom. So like the fact, I don't know, like I didn't even think, even like the last morning or something, like I was like, hey, I don't want to talk right now. I just want to be quiet. And she was like, oh, word, okay. And it like changed me, because that's something I feel really guilty about. And the fact that you understand that, even though you're, different in that way and you don't really experience it in the same way, like, means a lot to me. It's you accepting me for all, like, my bad parts too, because I feel selfish, when I want to be left alone. And you let me be.
I honestly don't think, I think it's the most, like, best selfish thing you can do for yourself, because you need that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, to me, breathing. Like, you need to do that. If you think taking other people's air is being selfish, then it's like, okay. But for that, like, I know that aspect is important to you, and you need that to function as a happy individual. So I'm not going to, like, make a big deal out of it. That's such a small thing to ask for. And, like, I would be more hurt if you didn't tell me and then, like, got mad or something and I couldn't tell why, which, like, happened for a while until I finally figured out why you were being angry. Like,
yeah, I that was really unfair of me, and that was,
it's
we were teenagers.
We were, like, young, though. It honestly hasn't been a problem for the past couple years. Yeah. But yeah, that was an issue for me too, because I never asked you. So that, like, but I think that's, like, a big thing that I learned is, like, not everyone's like you, and you just have to respect people's differences in the way that they ask you to, not the way you want to, which is, like, totally different, Okay, so next question is, what advice would you give for other people who have lifelong friendships?
I think, I kind of going back to what we were just saying, like, that respect of differences is really important. I think lifelong friends do tend to have a lot in common, or bring out, really good things in each other and stuff. But there are, like, differences you have to respect, and they're also, I mean, not really so much with us, at least anymore, but like, small annoyances and small, like, I don't know, small, like, quirks that set you off or something, like, you just have to, like, let those fall to the rear view, ladies. It doesn't matter. You should always put, like, the, like, the future of your friendship first. And if that means taking time then for yourself, then sure. But if it means, like, answering the phone when you're busy, or like, accepting that, like, things mean, like, something will mean more to a different person than you. Like, we were just talking about how we view validation really differently. But that doesn't, like, your way of viewing things is truly just as valid as mine. And I have to meet you in the middle that way. And I think long-term friends, I think the biggest friendship killer is just being way too strict on your own path and your own way of viewing things, and refusing to see that other people need different things. And it's beautiful. Like, the times that I have, like, bent to do things the Karen way is nice. Like, I feel like it makes me a more empathetic person to when I embrace differences and, like, and do things your way rather than my way.
I respect you.
I respect you.
I think advice that I would give for other friends that want to continue, like, a really long friendship with each other is, like, again, like, literally, like, exactly what you just said, like, just straight, like, communication about, like, what things mean to you. So earlier I was talking to Becca about, like, so I have a lot of hobbies, and a lot of them mean, like, varying differences of how much they mean to me. But for the ones that, like, really mean a lot to me, like, I just assume that people know that, even though I don't tell them, which is unfair of me. So when me and Becca were talking about it, like, I didn't realize, like, I value validation in a way that I feel like is unhealthy, and I'm working on it. But Becca told me that she just feels like she needs no validation for anything that she does, which I respect a lot. But, like, at this point in my life, I know that I need that from other people, which is unfortunate, and something that I'll, like,
it's human, I don't think it is unfortunate. I mean, it's part of the package deal of care, and I still think, like, you're greater than the sum of your parts, And if you need validation, congratulations, you are a human being. I think and, like, I'm sure I do need validation, and I'm just being, like, way self-aggrandizing. I'm just like, I don't need anything. I can self-subsist. But yeah, I wouldn't feel bad for, like, you specifically are a perfectionist, and you put a lot of love into truly everything you do. And I think if people don't validate you for those types of things, it's because they don't put the same amount of love into the things they do. Like, I play things a lot, like, looser and faster. And a lot of the things I make aren't of the same caliber. You know, they're not as tight as the things you make.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference. Like, of course you want validation. You put hours into whatever, like, stupid thing you made, you know, like, if it's a card or, like, you know.
It literally is, like, the dumbest thing. I can never be like, oh, let me just do, like, it's like, oh my God, we were painting together the other day, and I just, like, take things far too seriously. So I saw, like, a really cute Valentine a couple, like, literally, I guess last month during Valentine's Day, and it's, like, a little cute Viking that literally just says, like, I've taken a Viking to you, and I thought it was the cutest thing. He looks so, like, just really content. And so basically I, like, painted it, but I also I painted it like with great detail. It looks exactly like it does in the picture, but also I gave him, like, a glitter helmet and diamond studded, like, Viking, you know. It was, and then we named it the Nordic word for friendship, which is, like, probably vinyada, but I can't pronounce, like, I don't speak Nordic, so. But anyways, the whole point of that was that I'm really extra and I need to literally chill with all of my hobbies.
But yeah, you don't. Like, that's part of the things that make you you. Like, I love how extra you are. Everyone loves how extra you are.
If
it comes at a price, then so be it. I'm willing to pay. I'm made of money.
I made a 5, like, okay, so I spent 5 hours on a cake last week, which is, like, you know, I feel like there's not that many people who say that except if they're getting paid for it. Like, I literally, for fun, on a snow day, spent 5 hours making a cake because, like, that scene from Matilda where, like, that chubby kid just slams down a cake just to shove it in her teacher's face was, like, just visually stunning to me, and I was like, I need to recreate this cake. So I made, like, a 3-tiered chocolate buttercream cake with a chocolate ganache and a mint Oreo crumble.
Woo!
Anyways, whole point is I need to chill. So what do you wish that other people knew about having a long-term friendship?
Oh, I don't want them to know anything because a lot of people don't know. Because a lot of people, this is messed up, but a lot of people don't have long-term friendships, and that's fine. Yeah. I think it's the norm, and I don't want them to know how good it is and how full you feel in another person's arms because it would just bum them out. So I hope that they never find out. I hope they think it's boring to be friends with one person your whole life.
Literally, that has always, like, shocked me. Like, I realize how rare our friendship is, but also whenever I realize that, like, most people don't have, like, a life-changing, like, life-altering, dangerous, exciting, like, really, like, real friendship, it's, like, heartbreaking to me that they don't have such, like, you know, people use the phrase, term best friend really loosely. I feel like I really only use it for you. I never call anyone else my best friend because I know it's not, like, you know, it's I just don't. I feel like it's like a flippant thing to be like, oh my God, I have 5 best friends. I'm like, you have 5 people you literally die for. Like, that's crazy.
It's like best friend trademark. There's, like, a little copyright.
Yeah, like a little TM. Like, yeah, I love that. So, okay, listen, I have my last question. So imagine you were dating someone seriously for 6 months and you had this very
oh my God, you're connection. So fake.
I'm going to do it because a lot of people haven't heard it.
Buckle up, listeners.
Imagine you were dating someone seriously for 6 months and you had this very intense connection with them. And for some reason, you never fully saw their neck, but it also didn't really bother you. And on your 6-month anniversary, they told you that they were hiding something from you. And slowly, they unwrapped a scarf around their neck and they had toes on them. They aren't all in a line. There's, like, one big toe and a lot of other little toes sporadically throughout their neck, and they twitch when they get nervous. Is that a deal breaker for you?
Well, I feel like, you know, in a different time, in a different universe, I might say, yes, it's a deal breaker for me because toes and necks are 2 mutually exclusive things. They're diametrically opposed opposites, never to tango. But you, Karen, have proven to me how all-encompassing love can be. So if I ever had the privilege of being in love with someone the way I truly love you, why, I would accept any toe, anywhere.
I was, like, waiting how long you'd go with that bit. That was, like, pretty long. I'm proud of you.
Well, we have, like, an hour.
Yeah, you're totally right. So I don't even know who I did this with. I think I literally did this to anyone who would talk to me in high school. I would just make these really dumb, like, very long, like, scenarios to ask if it was, like, a deal breaker or for people or not. And for some reason, this particular question has been a long-standing thing in our friendship in literally the weirdest way.
Yeah, whenever we meet new people, this is, like... Both of us were always like, "Oh, you're Karen's friend. It's really nice to meet you." Listen, say you've been dating someone for 6 months, but they've always worn scarves.
Yeah, like, I think you can tell a lot about strangers because if they immediately are like, "No, that's gross," I'm like, you've never had a really intense connection with someone. Like, I can promise you that.
Like, yeah, that's a boring answer when people say no. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom.
Like, I literally said, like, this is a very... Anyways. Doesn't matter. Well,
you can have your own opinion.
So thank you for listening to our discussion on growing with someone. Welcome back to Whine Dine and 104.9 WRBB. There's literally no whining and no dining, so I don't really know why it's called that. So I'm here with my best friend Becca, and we're gonna play a game called the Best Friend Test. And I guess if one of us fails, then our relationship will just end. So nice knowing you.
About time.
Yeah, about time. Okay, so we have both thought of a bunch of questions to ask each other. So the first 5 go from like easy to hard, and then we're just gonna have a like a flash round. Yeah, literally for fun, for no reason. So I'm gonna go first. Okay. And then
oh my God.
Do you want to keep score or do you want me to keep score? Because I'm really bad at math.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, it's all right. I'll try my best.
We shouldn't have done all the big monologue about how good of friends we are before we did the test.
Honestly, this is fine. Now we have to prove our friendship.
No.
Okay, my question is very easy. What is my favorite condiment?
Mayo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gross. I've never met anyone who likes mayo as much as she does. It's like off-putting. Like, people are unsettled and disturbed.
It is.
She dips it on everything.
It is I'm not going to lie, a pretty disgusting habit of mine, but we all can't be perfect, which, Okay, your turn.
An easy one. What is my favorite color?
Can you do that, but not with that?
What is my favorite color?
Oh, that sounds... Oh, my God. I didn't know you could do the department store Macy's voice. Green. Forest green.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God. Specific.
Dude, I literally knit you a scarf. Yeah, I know.
That was sick. True.
Okay. How many long-term relationships have I been in?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so let's see.
Long-term.
I feel like I'm gonna get this number wrong, but only because we're gonna characterize these people differently. I'm gonna say 2.5.
Okay, that's fair.
Like 2 to 3. The third one's like,
Wait.
I think it's like, okay. May I say their names?
You can say the first letter of their names.
They're all J.
Oh yeah, they all are J.
Almost all of them are J.
No, one L. There's one L.
Okay,
and
L.
2.
J.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm a really good friend.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's right. I'll take that.
Thank God. Okay. That one's too hard. Okay. Okay. Oh, I want to give you some hard ones, but I know that we're going to do a rapid fire round, so it's going to be okay. What is my go-to story when I describe you to my friends?
Your go-to story?
Yeah. I don't know if you'll know this.
Oh, I don't know. I'm usually not
like
there when you talk to your friends about me.
I know, but then I go, hey, I told everyone that story. It's my go-to story whenever people ask about you.
Is it the water slide?
No, it's recent. It's a more recent one. It's not from our childhood.
It's not from our childhood?
No, but
is it me doing something really extra?
Yes, yeah. What's the most extra thing you've ever done?
Oh my God, my Vietnam pictures. Yes! Okay, so quick thing. I went to Vietnam last year, and a lot of Asian people do this like really weird thing where they'll get literal like albums of them like taken like really intense, like there's like a photographer and you get like 5 different dresses and they have their own backgrounds and stuff. It's literally crazy. But it's like people's wedding albums, and I literally just did one by myself. Like I literally have an album of me like wearing wedding dresses and a lot of other like crazy dresses, and it's just like It's literally the most deluxe thing I've ever done. It was 7 million dong, which is like $300, which like is really not that bad. That honestly doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yo, and one of them is literally printed on beautiful varnished wood and now is hanging in my apartment.
Yeah, I let her borrow it. Okay. How long do I usually wait before I change my haircut?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 4 months. Does that sound right?
6.
Okay, well, my gut reaction was 6.
Really?
I mean, my heart said 6, but my head said 4.
How about we go in the middle 5? And I'll give you a half point.
Okay,
because
that's so fake.
No,
all right,
that's fair.
All right,
that's 2 months off.
Yeah, but do you count?
I literally tell people. No, it is 6 months. I'm not even kidding with you.
Right.
I literally tell people that it's 6 months.
Okay. What am I allergic to?
Tree nuts.
Woo! And you got the type of nut. Yeah. Why am I not allergic to peanuts? Extra credit.
They're not a tree nut.
They're legumes, people. Yeah. Wake up.
Wake up.
I love the power of a microphone. Wake up, people.
Please don't let it go on the red. What was I wearing the first day that we became friends again in the 7th grade? We literally talked about this. We just talked about this.
I only remember what I was wearing.
I know, but I told you though.
You did tell me. And I remember like not caring because I was wearing something worse.
Yeah.
Okay. You were wearing, I think it was like, I don't know, maybe like a yellow like Hollister shirt or something like that.
Oh, you're close. I'll give you a half point. I was wearing a blue Aeropostale shirt.
Oh, blue.
And really like stupid sandals that had like a huge
with the wedge. It was a foam wedge. I should have said that. I knew that.
It was dumb. Okay, it's your turn, right?
Oh, you're right. Oh, yes. Name any dining hall at UMass Amherst.
Frank.
Woo!
You love that one. Mm-hmm. Also, Becca goes to UMass Amherst. So, okay, your mom told me to ask you this. What's in your parents' shed that reminds you of me?
Oh, shopping cart.
Yep. we literally stole a shopping cart. We stole a shopping cart when we were like 14, and it's still in her parents' shed after like 5 years. And your mom's pissed about it, by the way.
Oh, here's one. Where, not what, but where were my 2 most embarrassing moments?
Cape Cod.
And?
There's a second one?
It's my Cape Cod 10.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. I thought you would knew. Maybe not. Maybe this is unfair.
Was it that Maine?
Yes, Maine and Cape Cod.
Yeah, and a Dunkin' Donuts if I want extra points.
That's it, though. That's all we can say on air.
I love saying Cape Cod 10.
Cape Cod 10, baby.
Did we both ask 5? I think we did.
I just wanted to talk.
Okay. Well, I won.
But wait, I want to do rapid fire round because I have more questions.
Okay, we can do rapid fire round for 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah,
really?
so rapid fire.
Ready?
Yeah, how many piercings do I have? 5, 4, 3,
Oh, wait, no, don't count.
Okay.
Oh, that's a counting one. You have 2 on your ears. You have 1 in a place that I can't say on air. And then you have 1 on your face. That's 5.
Yeah. Wait.
Right? 2 on your... plus your...
Ooh,
are you counting?
Ooh, no, I'm screwing with you. You totally got that right. Yeah.
All right. On what Catholic celebration did I pass out annually?
It's like the Virgin Mary thing.
Yes!
Yeah. She passed out literally on the clock. Like, it was
single
crazy.
mass.
Yeah. Who's the only person we've both had a crush on?
Eric Forsyth?
Yes.
On which leg did I grow my leg hair out?
Was it your left one?
Yeah!
That was literally, we had that conversation.
Yeah, I remember at the time I was like, I know this is a question, so I'm gonna say my left leg.
What was the mascot that I was in high school?
Cougar.
Ooh.
Yes or no? Do I cry in my sleep?
We talked about this earlier. You do cry in your sleep, but not while I was in the room.
Yes, though. The yes for the record.
How many hobbies have I had?
Oh, countless.
That's like a free question. I don't know. Yeah, I like over 50.
Which household appliance did we take a picture in front of the first time I visited you at Northeastern?
The oven?
Yeah.
We made tortellinis.
And we laughed and laughed. Then we took a picture because we wanted to celebrate it.
Okay.
That's
so
enough, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that just ended our friendship because I think we both did pretty well. Yeah, we both did pretty well. Those are like very particular questions. So that's the end of the best friend test. Welcome back to Whine and Dine on 104.9 WRBB, where there's honestly no whining and literally no dining. I'm with my best friend Becca, and we're going to play the second game this show, mostly because this is my show and I want to. So this game is called Would You Rather. So both of us are like really disturbingly good at making up stupid questions. So my first one is, would you rather have to live with a tattoo of like mascara running down your face to make it always look like you have a lot of emotional baggage, or would you rather have a large tattoo of a kiss mark on your neck with the phrase property of JP with no recollection of anyone named JP?
Oh, I totally would get the kiss mark on my neck. That's not even, and I was actually, both of those I was kind of into, because I just want to be more dramatic. And those are both dramatic tattoos. I would go with the kiss mark, and I would really flaunt it.
Awful. Like, literally, these are so hard to do because literally, like, 2% of things disgust you. Like,
okay. Square pupils or no pupils?
Pupils?
Yeah. The black part of your eye?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought I thought you said something else. Like square. I don't think that bothers me at all, really. Okay. I think it might freak people out. Like,
goats
if they're
have
like, look
pupils.
into my eyes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is creepy.
That's
no,
scary.
I think I'd rather have square. I want like little stars. Okay, so would you rather have to make weeping ceramic dogs for the rest of your life, or have to make bedazzled horse collars for those girls who are really in love with their horses?
I guess weeping ceramic dogs. That might be nice. I might be into that. But I don't want dogs to cry, so it's not like there's not a sacrifice being made there.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. Okay. Would you rather turn this radio show from Whine and Dine into 45 minutes of you screaming and you and a celebrity guest, I'm a celebrity, you and a celebrity guest screaming as loud as you can, or would you rather just be you playing Jewel music by the artist Jewel for 45 minutes?
Listen, that show, the first one already exists. It's called the Eric Andre Show. Like, that's literally what he does. Yeah, I would probably rather scream. I don't like old music really that much, so I'm assuming, like, I just automatically assume I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a personal.
She has a very sad voice.
Yeah. So would you rather have to sleep in a bathtub full of mayonnaise, or have to sleep in a bathtub full of soggy food remnants?
Ew.
Both of which
Forever?
I know that you hate. Yes.
You are so fake to me. I can't believe mayo, I guess. But yeah, you found the 2% of things that disgust me. That's gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather marry Jerry Seinfeld or eat a deer heart?
Wait, did you answer mine?
Yeah. No, did I?
No, I don't think so. You just.
Oh, no, I did. I said mayo.
Oh, my bad.
Deer heart, eating a deer heart in front of me right now, or marry Jerry Seinfeld?
Ooh, I think I'd eat the deer heart. I think he would really offend my person.
No.
Okay, so thank you for listening to Whine and Dine, and I really appreciate it, and I'm sure Becca really appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed our discussion today, and if you like the show, like the Whine and Dine page on Facebook for more episodes. You have anything you want to say, Becca?
Karen's my best friend. Announcement. Karen's my best friend.
We went to a party yesterday where literally I didn't know anybody, and she told everybody there that she was my best friend, and they were like, "Who's Karen?" But anyways, goodbye everyone. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks.